Good afternoon. I'm here at Cloud County Community College with one of our alumni spotlights, Bethaney Phillips. Bethaney was a dancer for the Thunderbolt dance team, and her maiden name was Wallace when she attended, and she was from Clay Center, Kansas. Thank you, Bethaney, for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Good to have you. Hey, Bethaney, can you give us a little information on what years you attended Cloud, what your study or major was, and if you received your associate's degree or did you transfer on?
Sure, yeah. So I came to Cloud in 2005. I graduated in 2007. I did get my associate's in arts, and then I transferred to K-State where I got my bachelor's in English. And my focus there was, English and writing at Cloud.
Okay. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions about what you got going on in your life right now and just find out what's going on with you.
Perfect.
Why did you decide to attend Cloud County Community College?
Sure. So, it was close to home and that was important to me, but also really the dance program. I wanted to go to college and I wanted to continue on dancing. I had danced in high school. Then there was a scholarship available, which was, another bonus. So that's really why I chose to go there.
All right. What is the most memorable moments of your time here at Cloud?
Oh, there's so many. So definitely the dance team, we had practice all the time and just the friends that we made there. Something that really stands out to me is performing at the basketball games. I think just the atmosphere there, like the crowd, and getting out on the court, that was really fun. Another thing was all the friends that I met, extracurricular stuff, having fun with friends. So still remember all of that.
Good. Now, was the Rock here when you went to college or was it closed?
No, it was there. I spent a lot of time there.
That's what most alumni will tell us, that the Rock Quarry was one of their most memorable experiences.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, and we don't have that anymore for the Rock.
Oh, really? Okay.
So it's closed.
Yeah.
So you were, of course, you're on the dance team, but were you a member of any other clubs or organizations on campus that you were involved with?
Mm-hmm. I did Student Senate my sophomore year, so I was involved there.
All right. And tell us about your career and your current job situation as of right now.
Sure. So feel free to stop me. I kind of have a spiel. I think my job's different than what most people do, so I kind of over-explain. So I am self-employed, and I'm 100% freelance, which just means I work for different companies. So I am a writer. I write for different magazines. I will interview folks, and tell their story in different magazines. I work with small businesses on their website content. So I will write blogs or newsletters, social media posts, really anything that helps them get engagement online and grow their business. And part of that is I do work for a company, I guess probably about half my time here in Columbus, Georgia. So it's a company that builds websites and does digital marketing. So I am their junior creative director and SEO manager. So I, meet with clients. We kind of talk about their goals, and we, put keywords on their websites and talk about new products and integrate their social media marketing. All of that type of stuff. So that's what I do.
Well, that's awesome. Now, I know that you have a family. Would you tell me a little bit about your family?
Yes.
Job that you hold.
Yes. So I've been married almost 6 years. My husband's name is Josh, and he is in the Army. So that I met him while he was stationed at Fort Riley. So that has brought us to, he's stationed at Fort Benning. Columbus, Georgia is the nearest town. And we've been here, I think, almost 5 years now. And we have two little boys. Copper is 3.5, and then Colt is 18 months. And they keep me very busy. That's one thing that's nice about being self-employed. I can work when I need to. Sometimes that means early mornings or late at night. I don't have to keep traditional hours, especially, when my husband's called into work, at random times, and, then I can work later.
That brings me to another question for you.
Okay.
I know just recently they did a story on you and your husband, and your kids, about how you guys choose to live. Would you explain to our alumni and our Cloud family about what you how you are living now?
Yeah, absolutely. So we live in a camper. We've been doing that for about 3 months now. I love it. I think, I get mixed reviews, but I always tell people, don't worry, I won't make you do it. And it's, chose. We actually owned a house for 3 years. And it was a lot to keep up with, with the boys, their ages. We had land. And then my husband, right now he's a drill sergeant, which means he works about 90 hours a week, and he's gone several nights out of the week. So it was just very kind of overwhelming for us. And, we were told, you're going to be moving soon, and that'll help us with our move. Got the house under contract, and then we were told, no, you're not moving soon. But we said, you know what, this is kind of something we wanted to do anyway. Let's just go for it. Let's do it. And so we live in the campgrounds. It's actually on post, and there's a whole section of families that live there year round by choice. Some people while they're waiting for housing, some people that's just how they want to be. It's single people all the way up to families with 5 kids. So it's just, it's a range, but we really enjoy it. We get a lot of time outside, a lot of family time, and, a lot fewer responsibilities associated with the property like we had before.
Right. Well, I think it's great. I think it's kind of a new innovative thing that people are doing just to save money and just make life simpler,
Yeah.
So nothing wrong with that.
And
okay.
One thing to throw in there, we have the same babysitter that we had before. And she actually yesterday, she said, she's like, this is great. There's so much less to clean while I'm watching the kids. And she's actually looking to do it, with her boyfriend once he gets out of school. So I thought that was funny. We're encouraging other people to do it now.
Yeah, I think it's a neat thing. So congratulations on that. So in what ways has Cloud County Community College, your experience with Cloud, how has that impacted your career and what you have accomplished?
Sure. So I think Cloud was just really good for me, to start college, just because it's a small environment and I had small classes and I could ask questions, and kind of gain some confidence, like specifically in my writing classes. I think, writing was something I knew I wanted to do, but I just didn't have a lot of information or know where to go. And I think, Cloud was just a really good platform for me to kind of get started there, and to continue dancing, making friends and kind of meeting people that way. It was a good place for me.
So was there any certain instructors that played a huge role on your time with your writing skills and stuff that you would like to mention that helped you?
Sure. John Wild was the writing teacher there. And, he was great. He really let us get creative. We, had typical writing assignments, but just the way that he set it up, the prompts were always fun. He kept it interesting. And then class discussion, I enjoyed that. So he was a big influence to me.
Awesome. Okay, which Cloud County community faculty or staff members made the greatest impact on you? And you had mentioned Jonathan
Yes.
Wild. Was there
Sure.
anyone else at Cloud that stood out for you?
Well, yeah, you.
Well, thank
So,
you.
yeah, you were, the dance instructor or sponsor at the time, and so I mean, when we weren't at dance practice, we hung out in your office, and when I was kind of going over the questions, I was thinking about back to that. I'm like, that was probably so frustrating. I bet we were so distracting, but I mean, that's just what we did. We hung out in your
Yeah.
office and spent time with you, and probably bugged all of your coworkers. But we liked you. We wanted to hang out. So
Yeah, no, that was probably my most enjoyable memories of being the dance and cheer coach is having students around me all the time. And that's truly one thing I really miss now is that I don't get to know the students like I got to know all you guys. And being part of the dance and cheer program and then being your coach, it made us all get to know like the basketball players, the women's basketball players, the men's basketball players, because that's who we were dancing, for their games and stuff. And so it just made us more connected to so many more students on campus.
sure.
It made everybody very versatile and getting to know different groups and, organizations on campus. So yeah, so I appreciate that. I always enjoyed having you on the dance team. You were always a true leader, for sure. Everybody, you led by example, and that was just so amazing for all the other girls that danced with you. I know that the girls really looked up to you. They were inspired by you because you had a different flair of dance than most of the other girls did. So you had a lot of dance background. I know you danced in a dance studio in Clay Center, and your coach there or your teacher there was amazing. She did an amazing job with all the Clay Center girls. So I always enjoyed getting girls from Clay Center because I knew they were taught very well. So
Sure. Well,
yeah.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
So tell me about your work in the community. Do you do anything in the community to inspire people? Do you help and volunteer or do anything with a church or your kids' school projects, anything like that?
Sure. So, we have been here, a few years, but I think, being military, your location isn't permanent. And I think, so I mentioned Stand and Stretch, and through them, we do various involvement, and usually that involves, working on websites for like local events. Like in years past, we've helped the police here, with their social media, or we've done, crawfish events, things like that, with websites, and we work on those. But what I do more of is, helping in the military spouse community. So I have various, entities that I either work for or volunteer with that helps promote entrepreneurship among military wives. Just moving around, a lot of people get married young and maybe they didn't go to college yet, so there's just a big movement there, either helping other spouses get into a college that they can do virtually, scholarship opportunities, and then having a remote job. This is a way that I've worked for years, and I know in the past several months it's become a lot more common with COVID. But just helping people understand that just because you're not in one location for a long time doesn't mean you can't still work remotely.
Right.
Pre-COVID, I hosted a group here that was military spouse entrepreneurs, and we would just meet up every month, kind of talk about different work issues, encourage one another, create goals, that type of thing. Because of COVID, that's obviously, we haven't been able to do that. But what I have done is, blogging and just through different networks. There was also another group, and they travel around and they have like, I guess, meetup events. So that's called Military Spouse Fest. And then there's also the Association of Military Spouse Entrepreneurs, or AMSI. And I help blog there, just reaching out to people and knowing, just because you're not in one spot doesn't mean you can't, take your career with you.
Exactly. Well, that's awesome that you are a role model and all of that. And I know that you want to inspire other people as well. So thank you for you and your husband's service to our country, because without him doing what he does, we wouldn't have the freedoms that we have today. So I do appreciate you and him, because you put up with a lot of sacrifices because he is in the service. So,
Sure.
My husband was in the service as well. So
Right.
I totally understand that and get that. So we do really, truly appreciate that. What advice would you give to current Cloud County Community College students?
Sure. I was kind of thinking about that, like putting myself in their shoes, like what would I have done differently? And I think, Cloud has so much to offer students, so many programs, and the teachers, like just because it is those small classes, teachers are so personable and they're really willing to help you. As soon as I got into a bigger university, I was like, oh, like this is not the same. Like you can reach out to your teacher, but you're not going to get the same feedback. And I think probably, kids coming into college don't understand what resources they have available to them. So just really taking advantage of what's available, whether it be your instructor or programs that are there, just put in the time, put in the effort, talk to people, make those connections, and see what's available to you.
Right. I know you've had a lot of family members that attended Cloud. So would you please share with me who in your family has been here?
Sure. So my dad, Larry Wallace Jr., went there, and I think he was a board member a few years ago. I was looking that up.
For like the foundation board or an ag board or something?
Foundation, I think 15, 16.
Okay.
He was on the board there. So my sister, Hillary Wallace, her name's Hillary Little now, she went there. And then my cousin, Cade Wallace, went there and played baseball. And then I'm pretty sure that his dad, my Uncle Marty, went there too. So Marty Wallace.
And I think your dad or maybe Marty, did one of them play a sport when they were at Cloud?
My dad played baseball, and I think Marty did too. I think probably they both did.
Yeah,
so.
I got to enjoy spending some time with your dad when we had our baseball reunion last spring before the COVID and everything. So it was really nice to reconnect with him and catch up on you and your family. So it's really awesome to have families that, they had such great experiences at Cloud, and they encourage their kids to come. So we truly appreciate all the Wallaces that came through Cloud County Community College and that are, alumni, because they've all made an impact on our school. So we truly appreciate you guys. So, well, that was all the questions I had for you this afternoon. Is there anything last thing you want to share with everybody?
I don't think so. I think we covered a lot, but like I said, I really enjoyed my time there, and I know others did as well. It's a great school, and I hope, the incoming students get just as much out of it.
Well, thank you for giving up your time this afternoon. I know you're very busy because you have two little boys that you have to chase after. So again, thank you so much for being our Alumni Spotlight today.
Of course.
I look forward to keeping in touch with you.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Good talking
All
to
right.
you.
Thank you.
Bye, Carly.
Bye.